Do you have a great idea and do you need your boss to allow you to execute it? In this video I will teach you how to convince him in 4 steps. Are you ready? Hi, I'm Winfred. And as a coach, it's my passion to guide as many people as possible to more success and happiness. Therefore I want to share valuable knowledge and techniques that will help you to improve your success and happiness. In my previous video, I taught you how to convince a colleague. I linked it above in case you didn't see it already. However, persuading a colleague is a bit different from convincing your boss. There are 2 main differences between persuading colleagues and convincing your boss. First, he is your boss. It sounds so obvious, but this different kind of relationship is a big influence on both your behavior. Most people become a little bit shy or reserved when they're talking to their boss. And that's not surprising, because you are not equals. Second, your boss has different goals, ambitions and responsibilities than your colleagues have. This has a great impact on the way that your boss weighs the aspects of your request or proposal. These 2 differences are something that you can deal with in a way that it becomes an advantage. Before I teach you how to convince your boss, I want to tell you a bit about the art of persuasion. I know there are a lot of cheap tricks out there that might help you to get the result that you want. But persuasion is a communication skill that you can learn. No, it is something that you need to learn. Your communication skills are crucial in order to achieve real and long-lasting success at your workplace. So, now we got that clear, it's time to learn how to convince your boss. After this video you will know exactly how to use the 4 steps of persuasion. Prepare, commit, connect and persuade. At the end of this video I will show you the effect of these steps in an example. Let's get started with the first one. Prepare. Preparation is crucial to convince your boss. The best way to do that is to place yourself in their shoes. Change the perspective to examine your request and all its aspects. You will have to determine what is important to your boss. And that is where we run into the first difference that I mentioned. Your boss has a completely different playing field than you have. On one hand, he has his personal interests, ambitions and goals. And in the other, he has the company goals, the clients and the welfare of your team. Most of the time, this is a much more complex situation than you or your colleagues have. Therefore, you need to prepare a conversation with your boss much better than a conversation with one of your colleagues. While preparing, you should gather all the information you can. Start with your boss. Gather information about his personality, ambitions, values and goals. Then focus on the company factors. What are the goals? What is the company policy? And what is the financial situation? And how will your request or proposal affect your team, your work, the clients, and last but not least, your boss? When you have all this information, you're able to make a story of your proposal that is appealing to your boss. And now you're almost ready to get started. But before you're going to talk to your boss, a few things are important for the right mindset. First of all, you need to commit yourself to the conversation. Your boss deserves your complete and undivided attention. You expect the same in return. I just mentioned that it is a conversation, and it's very important to realize that, because a conversation is a 2-way street. So the proposal is not about you, but it is about the both of you. Remember that. During the conversation, you should be yourself. The best way to do that is to be authentic, honest, and have integrity. And stick to the good intentions that you have in mind. Don't gossip or lie, and don't judge your boss. Keep the different roles and responsibilities in mind. Now it's time to connect. The connection starts at the moment that you approach your boss. Remember that I told you before that some people start to act differently when they're around their boss? There is no need for that. Just relax. He or she is a human being just like you. Once you are aware of that, you have to tell yourself that there's no reason to change who you are. You know what you're talking about and what you're capable of. Show that confidence. Pay attention to your body language, always smile and greet your boss by his or her name. Ask for some time to talk about your idea. This way you make a good impression and he has already agreed on one thing. That's a great start. When you find it hard to act normal around your boss, you can suggest to go for a walk. This will avoid an awkward situation at the office. At the same time, the effect of walking will ease both of your minds. It will make you both more open-minded and relaxed. At the same time, there's more time for silent moments of reflection before responding to questions or remarks. This will greatly influence your connection and therefore your conversation. You can improve the connection between the two of you even more. To keep this video short, I suggest that you watch my videos about communicating and persuasion. I've attached them above. The last thing you should know is that the connection between you and your boss is greatly influenced by the level of trust between the two of you. Your behavior, results and reliability contribute over time to the level of trust your boss has in you. The higher the level is, the more open your boss will be to your proposal. Okay, now comes the hard part. Convince your boss. Do not just tell your boss what you want. It might sound like the best, straightforward way, but most of the time it will be much harder to get a positive response. Instead, you will have to try to get the idea into his head. Briefly explain what you are thinking of and ask what he thinks about it and what he would do in your situation. That way, your boss starts to think with you instead of about you. He becomes involved with your idea. Now you managed to do that, you should explain it a bit more. Tell him everything he needs to know, the negatives and the positives. Bring solutions that compensate for the negative effects that you have mentioned. And don't forget about the points that are appealing to your boss. You did not prepare for nothing. This way, he gets a pretty good idea about the impact of your idea on you, on your team and on the company. Now ask him how you can realize your idea. This way he will not give a yes or no answer, but he will motivate why it can or can't be done. When you did your homework well, you were able to give him plenty of reasons to say yes. And while he gives his motivated response, it is very likely that he will come to the same conclusion. And when he doesn't support your idea or parts of it, I'm sure that he will try to give you tips or options to realize the same or a similar result. That is because you involved him in your idea. To summarize it all, I will give you an example. It might sometimes sound a bit abstract, but bear with me. It will give you a good idea how to convince your boss in any situation. Let's say you want to expand your activities to an area or a field that is new to the company. You have a great idea how to do that, but it will take time, money and training. You wrote a plan that covers all the aspects of the expansion. You can present your boss with a plan and tell him that's a great idea that you have always dreamed of. And warn him that when it's impossible to execute this plan, you will be looking for options to expand your experiences elsewhere. Well, I don't have to tell you that it is very unlikely that your boss will agree with you. When you make it a conversation with the 4 steps I taught you, it could go like this. Hi, do you have a moment to talk about an idea that I have? You do? Great, thanks. I noticed that our company is not achieving all its goals. And at the same time, I discovered that there are also fields that we are not active in. I wonder if expanding into those fields might be interesting for us. What do you think? You're right, it can be challenging to choose the right field to expand in. I already researched it a bit and I think this field is interesting for us. We could approach it like this. Yes, it will be a lot of work, but these are the benefits that come with it. And we could always do this to minimize the workload. It would be great to achieve our goals this way. How would you approach a new field like this? Interesting. This conversation gets me even more enthusiastic about this chance for our team. And I would really love to work on it more, to explore the viability. Is that possible? Thanks, I really like it that I can grab this opportunity. It was great to talk about the possibilities like this. I will start right away and will have a plan on your desk in no time. I'm sure that when you use these 4 steps for the next meeting with your boss, it will be a complete new experience. Be sure to let me know in the comments what the outcome is. Enjoy your day and I hope I will see you soon in another video.